The Beehive Design Collective's most ambitious storytelling graphic to date, Mesoamérica Resiste, is complete after 9 years of production. Now we need your help to send it to the print house. The Beehive Design Collective is an all-volunteer organization of artists, activists, and storytellers. We make ourselves useful by telling the big picture stories of our times in cartoons. We formed in the early 2000s alongside the groundswell of people's movements protesting the meetings of international financial institutions. The Beehive is best known for our collaboratively made, intricately hand-drawn illustrations about complex global issues. We mass-produce our anti-copyright graphics for use as educational and organizing tools. Our fable-style images depict both social and environmental struggles, helping our audience to make conceptual links between cultural and ecological diversity. Working anonymously, we credit all of our work to the collective and fund ourselves entirely through touring and accepting donations.
From our group's beginning, we've chosen to balance our efforts with both global and local work. As we started organizing alongside international movements focused on protecting seeds and soil from the threats of biotechnology and big agribusiness, we also began planting our roots in eastern Maine. We fell in love with the history of the Grange, a national farmers' union that grew out of the populist movement in the late 1800s and fought against the corporate monopolies of its day. When we discovered that the magnificent Machias Valley Grange Hall was slated for demolition, our swarm finally took root, set to change its fate. We lovingly restored this historic building over 5 years, hosting work parties that attracted young activists from all over the country. Now the Grange serves as a healthy community space for all our neighbors. Through being part of rebuilding connections and preserving living history, we are putting our values into direct action. Working for something bigger than ourselves, we are currently creating a community kitchen, art center, and print shop in the heart of our downtown. Our dedicated local work reflects the way our graphics live out in the world.
The project began in 2004 when a group of us set off on a 5-month journey from Mexico to Panama to meet with people on the front lines of resistance to a regional development plan then known as Plan Puebla Panama. The announcement of the PPP in 2001 had sparked powerful cross-border organizing against its industrial-scale megaprojects, like superhighways, dams, and power grids, infrastructure projects that literally pave the way for the free trade model that is devastating local economies. We asked people to tell us about both the bad news and the good news. So we heard stories of land grabs and land defense, stories of resistance and struggle, and stories of resilience and survival. Our goal was to draw the good news twice as big. The making of the Mesoamérica Resiste graphics campaign ultimately took 9 years to complete. It spanned 10 countries and 10 studios, included over 20 collective members, and consulted with many, many more collaborators.
After our initial listening trip in 2004, we were filled with so many voices and experiences that we spent the next 3 years just getting the story right. We took extra care to craft metaphors that could translate the specifics into universal themes, because we realized that we were telling a much bigger story using the lens of Mesoamerica to talk about what's happening everywhere on the planet. Drawing and inking the details took us the next 6 years. We kept our ears to the ground for updates from social movements to keep up with the shifting landscape of the PPP, now called the Mesoamerican Integration and Development Project, while rotating teams of illustrators meticulously filled in each scene. We also continued to research the incredible diversity of the Mesoamerican region and chose to represent over 400 species of animals and insects, including many that are critically endangered or already extinct.
To give you a tiny glimpse into the densely packed world of this poster, this scene of a Mesoamerican stingless beehive features a celebration of the symbiotic relationships between plants and pollinators. Each terrace of the hive is part of building a regional network that relies on local skills and resources. This scene depicts a solidarity economy that places the highest value on seeds and eggs as the currencies of life. Restoring native bee populations is crucial for the health of ecosystems and agriculture. The survival of native Mesoamerican bees depends on the knowledge of elder beekeepers, and therefore the survival of indigenous peoples, an example of the vital links between culture, ecology, and agricultural systems worldwide. Each scene of the poster represents this type of deeply interconnected, multi-layered story.
Over the years, we figured out our niche and developed a process for making graphics campaigns that draws on many people's skills. We create mind maps to connect all of the concepts and generate an in-depth narrative including the past, present, and future. Once we build the storyboard, we begin the process of metaphor push-ups, translating the stories we've collected into images that are complex enough to honor and represent the real-life situations. We fill up lots of notebooks with pencil sketches and slowly start to piece drawings together, using layers of tracing paper to plan out how all of the scenes will eventually fit together. The completed Mesoamérica Resiste illustration covers 2 giant sheets of paper, made to be printed as a double-sided folding poster to tell both the top-down and bottom-up stories of globalization. The final image spans over 70 square feet, drawn with the smallest technical pens available. We've scanned the original pen and ink drawings and now are in the process of mass-producing them on paper as offset posters and on fabric as traveling murals.
This Kickstarter campaign is funding the massive print run of posters that our teams of traveling storytellers will tour with far and wide. With every bit you can chip in now, we are able to print exponentially more posters, leveraging the funds you donate to make tens of thousands at once.
Our goal is always to return half of what we print to the regions that the stories come from. Collaborating to fund this print run means you are directly helping to distribute posters throughout the Americas and supporting the ongoing work of educators and organizers from frontline communities.
Together, we're building the story of globalization from below, reaching out across borders, cultures, and generations to support each other's struggles for survival on a rapidly changing planet. Join us in cross-pollinating the grassroots with the transformative power of art and story, and help spread the seeds of people power that are sprouting up everywhere.